Mega morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Mega Mike the Movie Man here, of course, to talk some movie news today. It's going to be a whole fun stream, so definitely make this one very interactive. Let me know what's going on in the comments. What do you all think of these movie news stories? Also, let me know, is my screen freezing up? Is my mic sounding off? Let me know so I can definitely take care of that for you all. But we're going to get right into this today. This is the rundown of the show. So we got three awesome news stories here. First one's going to be talking about Netflix and Blockbuster, and Blockbuster poking a little bit of fun at Netflix. You know, when anything about Blockbuster comes up, I gotta mention it. And then we got some Mortal Kombat 2 casting, some more characters that are going to be in the movie. So super excited. You all know I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan out there. And then number 3 is going to be a Madden bio picture starring Will Ferrell. So a lot of fun, exciting movie news here today. So once again, let me know in the comments, what are you doing right now? Are you having breakfast? Are you having lunch? Are you having dinner? And just, how's it going with your day, of course. But we're going to get right into the comments just to see who is here with us in a second. But I do want to go ahead and put up this banner for y'all. So go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. Support the channel if you love movies and unlock thank you videos through Super Chats, number one way to support the channel. And then check out memberships for exclusive reviews and perks. And then a big, exciting announcement. We got new Collectors Club merch available through Spreadshirt link on the channel. It's also available a few other places. Derek and Huck did amazing design work on these designs. And when we get more towards the end of the show, I will definitely show off those designs. But a whole lot today, a lot of fun, exciting news. But let's go ahead and check into the chat. You all let me know. Am I freezing up over here? Is the mic sounding okay? Because I just realized I'm using my Wi-Fi. Normally I use my hotspot, and my hotspot usually has a little bit better of a connection. So you all let me know if I need to switch on the fly here. But we got Adrian James in the house saying, good morning to you, Mike. Good morning, Adrian. And Adrian, once again, I remember is in the UK. So it must be like dinner time for you, right? What time is it for you? What are you doing right now? All that good stuff. Got Dimension Scott here. Good morning. I knew Dimension Scott was going to be here once he heard the Mortal Kombat news. I knew who was going to be here. So thank you for joining in, Dimension Scott. We got What's Johnny Watching? Hello, cool kids. I think What's Johnny Watching? I feel like, did I just see you on a conversation episode? I believe that was you, right? That was a great conversation, by the way. If any of you missed out on that, definitely check out KB's conversation. Yes, saying hello to Adrian and Dimension. We got the King in here, 4K King, of course, saying good morning. We got Craig saying hi, Mike. We got Draculina Horror. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, everybody's saying hello to each other. Oh, this is great. See, I love this community here. Johnny saying no breakfast, just checking out my man, Mega Mike. Oh, that's awesome. I deeply appreciate that. Emlo, we got hello, Mega Mike. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Emlo, for being here. Let's see. We got Lance Jackson saying, what's up? Everyone just got done playing the GameCube, playing Pac-Man World 2, and later going to watch Friday, Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. Now, that's a great movie. Very fun. And that whole trilogy of movies, and the fun little fact there is next Friday, that goes to my hometown, Rancho Cucamonga. Yay! So I always like watching the sequel whenever I miss home just a little bit. But playing the GameCube, taking it old school, I like that. GameCube was a wonderful console. I really like that one myself for like Smash Brothers Melee and whatnot. But yeah, definitely a great console there. 4K King saying, I'm about to leave the house. Laugh out loud. Just hit 12 p.m. for me. Gonna hit the tennis courts with some buddies. See, I actually like tennis quite a bit as a kid. I haven't played in probably over a decade or so. But just playing for fun, nothing competitive. Tennis was a really fun sport. Great exercise. So, I need to go back out and do some more sports stuff like that. I would love, play a little bit of tennis, a little bit of basketball here and there. Just, some fun stuff. Yep. Dimension Scott says, I'm revisiting my childhood Power Rangers Wild Force and checking you out. Well, thank you, Dimension Scott, for doing those at the same time. I always tell people, treat myself like a podcast. Put me on in the background while you're doing something else. you're cleaning the house, you're going on a walk, you're gaming, you're working out, whatever it might be. You're watching another show, you're watching a movie. Just have me in the corner somewhere, playing me all the way through, and that's a big help. So thank you very much to mention. What's Johnny saying? Yes, sir. You did see me with KB. Yeah, that was a fun conversation. I was glad to now kind of put a face to your name, Johnny. So that was a whole bunch of fun. That was awesome. 4K King saying, gonna listen in. Thank you so much. Internal melancholy, sorry. Good morning, Mega Mike and all. I just got done watching your newest video. Ooh, yay. So now I can plug it in, of course. And that's gonna be my Amazon deal video. I'm thinking that always goes uh live Sunday morning, right? 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So some pretty good Amazon deals out there. I got really tempted by those Jumanji steelbooks, so they're in my cart right now, and I'm most likely going to check out with those and the Killing Joke. I can't resist my DC animated stuff, so just too good of prices to resist now. Yes. 4K King saying 12 a.m., not p.m. My bad. I'm still tired. I'm still tired too. I got my coffee. I'm trying to wake up right now, so I feel you on that one. Let's see. Ranch Chocamunga. It is kind of a funny sounding name, right? Cucamonga. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Adrian James saying, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday, everybody. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other. And then 4K King says, no, wait, 12 p.m. is right. I'm definitely asleep and still got them confused. Hey, I see it. Sometimes I'll mix up the AMs and the PMs too. I totally get it. All right, let's get into these news stories then. And as I go through the news story, you guys know the deal with that. Go ahead and leave comments on it, questions about it. We expand the conversation with these news stories, of course, through the interactivity in the chat. And then, like I said, we'll have an Ask Me Any section towards the very end where you can ask me anything you would like in general about any sorts of movie news out there, even stuff I didn't cover today, or just about life in general. So we'll definitely get to that. But for now, let's talk about this first story here. We've got Netflix versus Blockbuster. Sort of, kind of. At least Blockbuster saying something funny in a Twitter post. So let's go ahead and check out this news story. Let me bring up this overlay here. All right, so and these are all articles from Screen Rant. So if you want to see the entire articles, those are all linked in the description below. But with Netflix recently beginning their crackdown on password sharing, a former competitor, home video rental company Blockbuster, has aimed at the streaming giant. Password sharing has been a strategy used by countless Netflix subscribers over the years to reduce costs, but the streaming service has now identified that as a financial issue and just recently announced that they would apply measures to crack down on password sharing in the United States. Blockbuster tweets a friendly reminder that when you used to rent videos from us, we didn't care who you shared it with as long as you returned it on time. At Netflix. Oh, I love that. Hilarious. While the crackdown won't affect people who only share with people in their immediate household, the streaming service is not leaving users that password share outside their homes without alternatives, as they have come with a few options for Netflix users affected by the crackdown. The simplest alternatives are the $6.99 a month ad-supported basic plan and the basic plan without ads for $9.99 a month. A standard plan for $15.49 allows users to add one extra member outside the household for an additional $7.99. So once again, if you all don't know what this news is about, so remember, I guess the good old days you could call them if you were into streaming. You pretty much had your streaming service, and then a lot of people with the streaming service would just share it out to everybody, share it out to people in their family, share it out to their friends, just give them the passwords and all that stuff, even though they really weren't supposed to be doing that. But I mean, who cared? Netflix just liked being watched, apparently, so they weren't cracking it down on that at the beginning. But now they're cracking down on that password sharing. They don't want people to do that anymore because obviously they probably kind of hit a plateau with their numbers. How are they going to grow the company? They can only grow with these subscriptions. Well, what's one way to encourage subscription? Saying, hey, now you actually need a subscription. You can't borrow that from your family anymore. So once again, they're cracking down on it. I believe you can only use the service within your household, right? Your IP address. I think it knows if you travel too. I think it because it does mention that if you travel, you'll still be fine. But I'm not sure how the algorithm works on that and how they pick up on that. But I guess if they see it multiple places at one time, they know something's up. That's when they crack down, is my initial thought there. But yeah, it's just fun to see Blockbuster kind of poke at them, being like, "Hey, well, if you rented a movie from us, you could kind of share it around as long as you got it back on time. It don't matter if you took it to, three friends' house and brought it back to us. As long as you got it on time, we were totally fine with that." So it's just fun to see Blockbuster kind of poke a little bit fun at Netflix because, true, kind of funny to think about it in that way. But yeah, now Netflix is charging people for adding on people to their plan, or if somebody wants to get the free ad one. I mean, who wants the free ad one though? Nobody wants ads. That's why people went to streaming in the first place, right? So it's just getting out of hand with these streaming services. That's why I want to hear your guys' thoughts out there on these streaming service, these Netflixes. I mean, to me, it's getting out of hand. All these prices that have all these streaming services, you're basically over the cable television price now. If you want everything, once again, if you want, as much as you can, right? You throw HBO Max in there, you throw in some Paramount, you throw in all these other different services, right? There's Amazon, there's Apple. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? There's like over a dozen of them now. Wow, that can be a pretty penny at that point. And, oh my goodness, so yeah, Blockbuster, that never happened, right? But yeah, let's hear everybody's thoughts on this. Let's see. Uh, yes, we got Turner Melancholy. That's why I left Netflix because I shared mine with family. If Blockbuster got the financial backing and created a great online streaming service, I would subscribe to them. Yeah, Blockbuster still has the name, which is great. And I always had that idea where Blockbuster should open up a streaming service or partner with another streaming service or do something to once again offer some kind of value in the movie world. I think they could do something because of the power of the Blockbuster name. I think people would back them for sure. And so I've done videos on that too, talking about some ideas where they could have, some physical locations where it would be a rent to buy model, where you could kind of test out 4Ks and see if you like them and decide if you want to buy them out fully. I think that would be a really good strategy along with the streaming stuff and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, Netflix doesn't even have that great of stuff. Like they have a decent quantity of stuff, but every time I watch a movie on there, usually I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, sometimes they have a few decent ones, but it usually ranges from pretty bad to fairly mediocre and forgettable. So that's not very good for the movies. Now they have had some good shows. Stranger Things, I'll give them that. But is that enough to justify a Netflix subscription, right? I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's yeah. What Shawnee Watch saying? Once every streaming service adopts that practice, everyone will say, well, everyone will sell the high seas to watch their content if they haven't started already. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing out there too. Uh, people are selling the high seas for whatever content they can get. And the thing is, now it's easier for people to do that because before, back in the day, they wouldn't have good quality stuff out there, and that's why people would stay away from it because if people would look up that kind of stuff, it'd be all like fuzzy and just like gross looking, right? I mean, some people would do it, but it wasn't that quality where there was, I guess a lot of people, you could say, right? Relatively a lot amount. But now with streaming, you're getting that super HD 4K kind of quality, and now people can find that available on the high seas out there. So it's like, oh my goodness, like what is the world going to look like with this? What are they going to do about this? How are they going to crack down on even that? It's tough out there. But yeah, I mean, what are these streamers gonna do? I mean, what is Hollywood gonna do? I mean, Hollywood seems to be in trouble too with just making money off of movies. Once again, I've always been a proponent of we got to go back to the traditional system. We do a 90-day theatrical release, then we go with video on demand, then we go with to a physical purchase, and that would take like a whole year to get through. And then after that, if you want to do streaming, go for it. But now it's like, hey, movies in theaters for 2 weeks, you go straight to streaming. It's like, okay, why is somebody gonna rush out to the theaters for it? What are they doing there? What are they doing? Everything is chaos now. Let's see. We got John Doe Gigolo saying, "Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon." Let's see. John saying, my buddy's daughter went to her mom's house and he got an email from Netflix about using it more than one home. I'm telling you, they're cracking down now. They are cracking down where they used to not care. Now they do because once again, Netflix is trying to make money, right? From what I've understand, they've never been really a company to make a profit unless that's changed. They've always made tons of revenue, tons of money, but because their production costs are so high, right? They're spending, on the Knives Out sequels like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, right? They're just not making a profit. So the only way they make money is through subscriptions. They don't have other avenues. Now, some of the other streaming services, they have other things, right? You think of Universal under Comcast, they have a lot of ways to make money. You think of Apple, they have a lot of ways to make money. It's not just their streaming service. Netflix is really just their streaming service. So how do they make money? They need more subscribers, and yeah, it's just not going well. Dimensions Cost says, I'm done with these streaming services. I'm kind of getting that way too. I mean, I still have pretty much the majority of the main ones, but I don't find myself using them as much as I would like. I do use them for TV shows just because I'm not a big TV show person. So I don't collect a lot of TV shows. So I do use them for some TV shows, but not really for movies. Once again, I'm a physical media person, or I really like going out to the theaters with the big giant screen, the big loud speakers, with an audience of people. Those are my preferred methods to watch a movie. So, yeah, I mean, I really just use them for a few shows at the end of the day, and is that enough to justify it? That's the question. I think I'm gonna start slimming down on them. You know how we always talk about purging physical media, slimming physical media down so you just have in your collection the ones you really watch a lot? I kind of feel like doing the same thing for streaming services, thinking, okay, what are maybe the top 3 or even the top 2 that I use the most often? And then just go with those for the shows I watch, and yeah, forget about the other ones where I use maybe once or twice a year. It's like you're paying so much, especially like with now all these prices going up, where we got Max now instead of HBO Max, and I believe they jacked up their prices. Oh gosh, the name is so ridiculous on that too. But yeah, I mean, it's just how can people afford this? I don't know. MD says when I had Netflix, just ended up doom scrolling and watching nothing. Yeah, that's the tough thing with streaming. You're just going through the movies and you're like, oh, do I want to watch this? Do I want to watch this? And the thing is, if you click on a movie and you kind of maybe don't get into it right away, you click off of it, you go find another one right away. But then maybe that movie would have been really good, which is where if you went to Blockbuster back in the day, if you picked up a movie, you're watching it, whether it was great, whether it was bad, whether it started off not so good, but then it became really good. But you were committed at that point when you got the movie. Now with streaming service, just kind of like you click on it if you're not really into it in 5 minutes, and it's just like, oh, forget it. Let's move on to another one. You move past 20 of them, and then you forgot what you were doing there in the first place. Yes. John saying a VPN is cheaper than the cost of two streaming. Yep, there you go. People using VPNs as well, which is another concept I just think is so like, oh my gosh. So if you want access to everything, like, different countries have different access depending on their country's Netflix, right? Use a VPN type of thing. That's another hassle. Now you got to download a VPN. It's like more things to do. It's just, yeah. But some people go that way for sure. What's Johnny watching saying? Same. I just kept adding to my list and never ended up watching. Eternal Melancholy streaming services are important because I like to check out a movie that I never heard of before buying it. I love Tubi, and Tubi I believe is a free one. Yeah, so it's good for that. Yeah, and I do like watching a movie before I buy too, if I can do that. Absolutely. So that's a good strategy. Watch it before you buy it on physical. Yeah, definitely not a bad strategy at all with that. If you can find it on streaming, a lot of times you can't find everything on streaming, so that's a whole nother problem. Hisham saying, hello, Mike. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Still just waking up in the morning. Yeah, what Johnny watching saying Tubi is the best. Yeah, Mama Blu-ray in the house. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Mama Blu-ray. What's Johnny watching? Yeah, everybody's saying hello to Mama Blu-ray. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes. What's Johnny watching saying I have to keep my Shutter, Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Peacock. Those of Tubi are really all I need. Well, there you go. Let's see. John is saying Netflix is shooting themselves in the foot, getting rid of DVD rentals. They only have streaming left, and now that every company has their own streaming, Netflix won't have much to sell themselves. I know. It was so disappointing to hear they got rid of that DVD service. I did a video on that as well. It was nice to have that service for people that really couldn't utilize the streaming due to internet connections, or maybe not, the area to have a kind of internet bandwidth needed for streaming, that at least be able to rent DVDs still and whatnot. That was a nice little service, and then kind of feel sad for them that they no longer have that. So a little bit disappointing. I'm guessing not a lot of people were using it, which is why they got rid of it, but some people were. So yeah, that's how it goes. Let's see. Hey Sham saying, have you seen Bollywood movie? No, I haven't. I haven't seen those two. Yeah, have not seen those. Darvin saying, hey Darvin, what's up? How you doing out there, Darvin? All right, now let's get into our next news story. Ooh, very excited for this one because we're talking some Mortal Kombat 2 casting. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Mortal Kombat, my favorite video game franchise of all time. So let's get into this news right here. Let me bring up this banner. All right, so now the Hollywood Reporter has revealed that Chilling Adventures of Sabrina star Adeline Rudolph is set to join the cast as Princess Katana. This latest piece of casting news follows on from revelations that Rudolph's former co-star, Tati Gabriella, has been tapped to play the role of Jade, Katana's bodyguard and lifelong friend. Meanwhile, filming for the Mortal Kombat 2 movie is expected to get underway in Queensland, Australia shortly. However, if the recent spat of casting announcements is any indication, Mortal Kombat 2 might just return to a more faithful approach to the lore featured in the original games. Rudolph's Princess Katana, who was first introduced in the 93 game Mortal Kombat 2, plays a role in the story of Outworld as the adoptive daughter of the villainous Shao Kahn, while 2021's Mortal Kombat had already introduced and later killed off the clone Melina. Her inclusion in the sequel alongside her faithful bodyguard would suggest plans to return to a closer adaptation of the source mythology. Moreover, The Boys and The Lord of the Rings of Carl Urban is expected to play Johnny Cage, one of the first characters from the original game, who has also left out of the 21 film. Between the inclusions of Cage, Katana, and Jade, Mortal Kombat 2 seems intent on addressing many of the criticisms that were leveled at the 21 reboot. Only time will tell if the sequel can live up to the success of the original games, but treating the original lore with the respect it deserves will likely go a long way to appeasing audiences. So, does this news get me that excited? Not really. I'm going to tell you a why here because, okay, so they're getting a couple more characters into the movie. That's all fine. But we even just said right here, Melina was killed off in the first one. Well, Katana doesn't make a whole lot of sense without Melina. You need Katana and Melina together. That's how the story lore works. That's what makes it interesting. So I feel like, wow, they're now changing up more of the story. Mortal Kombat franchise has an amazing story already in place. We do not need to change the story at all. You don't need to do that. The story is there. And that's what I didn't like about the first one. They changed up the story a lot. They tried to do their own thing, which they didn't need to do. I hate when they try to change up things when it's unnecessary. It's like just make a really good, solid, foundational movie off of the games. That's all you need to do. Just adapt it. That's all you got to do. And it's not like we've already had a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat stories done really well where it's now, oh, you have to change it to make it fresh. Well, we don't need to do that yet. Just give us a really awesome Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, you give us the 90s movie story with, the fighting choreography of the new one, right? Because they had good fight sequences in there, they had good action, the blood and gore. You pair that up with the 95 story, you mix that together, and then we have a really good movie on our hands, right? Why don't we do that? I don't get it. You all let me know in the audience if you think that would have been a better approach. But I mean, these actresses are fine. I remember them from, the streaming show, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. They didn't have big parts in there. Especially the one for Katana had less so of a part. She was kind of just more the friend of the one who's going to be playing Jade. And I probably got their names wrong. I do apologize on that. Uh, but yes, so, I mean, it's cool to have Katana and Jade in there. It would be expected for Mortal Kombat. I'd be kind of disappointed if they weren't in here. It is going to be curious to see the other characters they get into this movie, but I feel like the talent they're going with, it's a very budget kind of talent, right? We don't have many A-list stars here. These are kind of, I guess, what would you say, B-level talent or whatever it might be. I get it. You got to work within the budget. I understand that. But once again, it just gives me more red flags that if this movie is going to be any good. Because that first one, once again, I was pretty disappointed by it with the story, with the writing. And now I believe the writing's already done, right? They're going into filming production, right, in Australia. So the writing's done here, but I don't think they really got better writers on this one, which makes me worried. I know we have the writer strike going on right now, but that doesn't really change anything much, except because even though the script's already done, they're going to filming. You still want to have a writer there to adjust the script as needed. Maybe if something plays out in a scene and you're like, okay, something's a little off here. Looked good on paper, doesn't look good when we're filming. Let's readjust and rewrite it. Like John Hughes used to do that all the time for his movies. He would rewrite on the fly if a scene wasn't working. Well, we're not going to have that. They're sticking with the script they have, right? With the writer's strike going on. Makes sense. You got to do that. You can't be rewriting now. So I don't think this is good. This is not going to turn out great, in my opinion. I hope it is. I'm going to be there, opening weekend to see it. Let you all know what I think. But I'm even more worried for this now. This is just, and once again, like we had Carl picked for Johnny Cage casting, which he's a talented actor, but I don't know if he really fit the Johnny Cage character. I don't know. See, once again, all these red flags popping up for me. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this Mortal Kombat casting news? Are you guys big Katana Jade fans? Does it make sense when we don't have Melina anymore? Are they going to bring back Melina? Because I guess they could, like a clone, another clone that looks like Katana. That's the new Melina. But then that just gets so weird, right? Ugh, I don't know. It feels off to me. It just feels a little bit off. But what's your all thoughts on this? You excited for this new Mortal Kombat movie? All that good stuff. Let's see. We got Johnny saying that would have been a good idea, Mike. Keep it faithful to the game. That's all you got to do. The stories are great in Mortal Kombat. The stories are fantastic. You don't really need to change much with the story, right? Of course, you got to adapt it through the script writing process, but really, that's all you gotta do. The story is there, then just work on the other stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Hisham saying, when I was a kid, I never played video game Mortal Kombat. Only liked Mortal Kombat 95, cartoon TV show 2000, and the new Mortal Kombat. And I'm only play Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mario. Yeah, so the cartoon series, that was Defenders of the Realm. That was actually pretty decent. That was kind of fun. And then Street Fighter. I played a little bit of Street Fighter, a little bit of Tekken. My go-to was Mortal Kombat, though, of course. And I played a little bit of Mario here and there, but more like Smash Brothers and whatnot. All right. Let's see. I think we're caught up on comments. You guys all let me know if the video quality is still looking good for y'all out there. Audio quality is all good, all that stuff. Let's see. Now let's get into, are we ready for the third story then? I think we might be ready for story in number 3 here. So let's get into, this is going to be a short morning show, everybody. No problems. We got Madden bio picture. So if you guys are, familiar with the Madden football games, right? Madden was a famous coach, and now they're doing a bio picture off of his story in a sense. So let's take a look at the actual article here. It says Will Ferrell is eyeing another role from the sports world after winning time fallout with director David O. Russell, John Madden biopic. Madden was an NFL coach who never had a losing season while working as a head coach of the Oakland Raiders from 69 to 78, during which time he secured the franchise's first Super Bowl title. After stepping away from coaching, he became a prominent broadcaster and video game star with a series of Madden games, which are still being made today. According to Deadline, Russell, the 5-time Oscar nominee for Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle, is set to direct a biopic based on Madden's life. For Amazon and MGM, Ferrell, who has several sports-related films under his belt, is said to be circling the lead role, with the filming focus on Madden's life. After he stepped away from coaching, the biopic is from a blacklist script by Cambron Clark that Russell was avidly working on until the WGA writer's strike put the project on hold, with it still eyeing production following a resolution. The John Madden biopic also offers the actor another opportunity at a dramatic role as it explores him coming to grips with the end of his coaching career. While Farrow is a proven comedian, he's shown his dramatic range with the likes of Stranger Than Fiction, The Shrink Next Door, and a role like that of Madden could offer him a chance to further flex these serious chops in a role that would have him embodying a larger than life personality. Now, you guys all let me know out there. Are you guys a big fan of, the Madden games, right? Madden as a coach, big sports football fans out there, or a Will Ferrell fan. Let me know if you guys are a fan of that. To me, Will Ferrell movies are kind of hit or miss. Some I enjoy, some not as much as the others. The ones I really enjoy, like Stranger Than Fiction that they just mentioned. I actually think that's a really good one. I think that's a really creative, interesting story. But for comedies, the other guys I thought is hilarious. That's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. That's a great modern comedy right there. Anchorman's kind of growing on me just a little bit as well. I know some people love Step Brothers out there and Talladega Nights and all that good stuff. So there's definitely fans of Will Ferrell, but it seems like this is going to be more a dramatic performance. They're saying, which initially, once again, when I think Will Ferrell, I think comedies. He has done a couple dramatic pieces, but I usually think comedies with him. So can he pull off a very dramatic role? Well, we've seen other comedians do dramatic roles, right? Adam Sandler has had a lot of comedies movies, but he's had dramatic stuff too, like Uncut Gems, end up being one of my favorite movies of all time. So can Will Ferrell do the same kind of thing? I don't know. I'm a little doubtful on this one, but I'm hopeful as well. Once again, I'm not like a massive Will Ferrell fan. He's not one of my go-to comedy stars, at least for me personally. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let's see some comments here. Let's see. Hisham is saying Arnold from Mortal Kombat. That would be awesome, Hisham, but that's an A-list actor. That costs too much for the budget of this Mortal Kombat movie. So you can't get any A-list actors. You just don't have the budget backing this. That's why like we're not getting Ryan Reynolds for Johnny Cage and things of that nature. It's you got to go more B-level actors. But I don't know. It feels like even this movie might go C-level actors, which, that's what I'm saying, with not the best script, not the, I guess, seasoned talent, you could say, how is this movie gonna be put together? I'm worried. Worried for it. Very worried. Why don't they give Mortal Kombat the respect and put a really good budget behind it? It deserves a superhero level budget. I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why. Basement Blues saying, "Hello, hello, Basement Blues." Yep, got Tony in the house. Everybody saying hello. Hisham saying the other guy, 2010, my favorite Will Ferrell, and Mark Wahlberg, my favorite comedy movie. I really like that one. I think that one's underrated. It's very, very funny. It has some shocking moments in there. Yeah, Marky Mark, I'm all good with him too. Yeah, and they work good in the movie. Good chemistry there. Very funny scenes. Just thinking about the movie, it's like making me laugh. Yeah, I like that movie. Not a lot of people talk about the one, but I like it. Let's see. What's Johnny watching? My only fear is that Farrell will play Maiden or Madden, sorry, over the top, and that will not go over well with fans of Madden, especially Raiders fans. Yeah, that's the thing. And but is he gonna play dramatic? Is he gonna play comedic? That's the thing, because Will Ferrell does have an over the top personality in most of his movies. So how does he bring that down a little bit to an earth level? I don't know. Good point right there, Johnny. I don't know how this one's gonna turn out. It doesn't feel like it matches, right? Like Madden and Will Ferrell. I don't know. Those two initially don't go together for me. Yeah, this is gonna be very curious on this, and the thing is, I'm not like a big, sports person, I've seen, a few sports things here and there. I do like myself some fantasy football for the game aspect and the statistics of it all, but I'm not like a huge sports fan, so I gotta hear from some sports fans out there. I know, Johnny, you're big into, sports and football, so yeah. I wonder what Raider fans would think of this one. I do gotta ask. I think I know a couple Raider fans too. I should ask them, absolutely. Let's see. We got Hisham saying Ray Stevenson passed away. Yes, definitely very tragic and sad. Yeah, the Punisher, right? From Punisher Warzone. Yeah, definitely very sad news to hear that. Mhm. Let's see. Everybody shouting everybody out. Internal Melancholy says, I'm not that big into Will Ferrell like I used to be. I don't think he'll be good in that movie because Will Ferrell will play Will Ferrell playing that character. Jim Carrey knows how to play whomever. Good point. Jim Carrey is one of my favorite comedians of all time, but does great dramatic work as well, and just has some good motivational speeches. If you haven't heard the motivational stuff from Jim Carrey, I encourage you to look that stuff up on YouTube. Very inspiring. But yeah, I really like Jim Carrey. Once again, I'm a pretty big Adam Sandler fan as well. Like a lot of these 90s comedian actors I thought were really, really good. We just don't I think they're trying to search for new modern comedian actors. Because this weekend, I just saw two movies based around a stand up comedian. Last night, I saw About My Father with Sebastian Maniscal. And then before that, the night before, I saw The Machine with what's his name? Bert Kreischer? Something like that. Sorry, once again, I'm terrible on names. But both trying to, have a movie that were stand-up or are stand-up comedians. I see them trying to find that new comedy star, right? It looks like Hollywood is looking for a new comedy star. And I'm gonna say those movies, if you saw my out of theater reactions, they were pretty mediocre, pretty skippable, nothing great, right? It did not remind me of a Jim Carrey, for example. So yeah, the search for Hollywood and new amazing comedic star talent, I think, is still going on. The search is ongoing. But I mean, have you guys noticed any comedian actors out there that you feel like will kind of take the limelight in the future as being a really great comedic star? We just don't get too much comedies anymore. So I mean, that's a tough question in itself, unfortunately. Let's see. What's Johnny watching? Oh, when he did his impression of Harry Carey, people loved it, but MLB players just stared at him in disgust. Let's see. Hisham saying, "What's your favorite Ray Stevenson movie?" Uh, you're gonna have to list some for me because all that's coming to my mind right now is Warzone. Even though I know he's in a bunch of other stuff. Hisham saying, "RR was last Ray Stevenson movie." Oh, I forgot that he was in that, and I didn't finish RRR. I tried getting into it. The style of the movie wasn't gripping me, but I was pretty tired late at night, and it was a super long movie, so I didn't finish it unfortunately. Oh, and series, Soka. Okay. Yeah, let me know some other stuff he's in too. Yeah. Johnny saying, "I love Stevenson and Warzone." See, I think Warzone's okay. I can get entertainment value out of it. I really like superhero movies. Everybody knows my favorite superhero is the Punisher. I just really liked um the one before that, the 2000 was it 2003 Punisher. I thought that one was so good. And what's his name now? Why am I forgetting the other Punisher actor's name? I don't know. It's really slipping my mind at this moment. But the one you got John Travolta in there. Oh, Thomas Jane. That's who was the other Punisher. I thought he was really good as a Punisher, so I really liked him in that one. But when I saw Warzone, it was way different. It kind of threw me off. There was some good action in Warzone. I'll give it that, but I don't think the script was as strong, unfortunately. Yeah, Thomas Jane. I thought he was a really good Punisher. Yeah, thought he had a good look to him too in the movie. I thought it, and I love the origin story there. Thought it flowed really well. Made a lot of sense. Yeah. The Warzone one was kinda more, like, hyper comic-y, like, it looked like it was using, like, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin colors, like, very, like, comic book poppy, which is fine if you wanna go with that style. This kinda was throwing me off a little bit. I bet they had some decent things in there. I liked how they brought in, Microchip, his, I guess, tech sidekick, you could call it. Jigsaw, I always like seeing him because, he's Punisher's main villain. So I think it had some potential, just something, I don't know, in the execution process, didn't flow well for me. Let's see here, Champagne Punisher Warzone was underrated, but didn't like the movie. Yeah, I didn't think it was terrible, but once again, I didn't love the movie. Yeah, like the Thomas Jane one I love. That's in one of my favorite movies of all time. Let's see. Now that we have the multiverse, I'm sure Jane would come back as Frank Castle for a cameo. That would be awesome. That'd be so cool. Oh my god. Well, hopefully it would be cool. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird too, right? Yeah, but that'd be fun. All right, and then I think I'm caught up on all the comments in here. So our next section here is going to be the Ask Anything section. So for Ask Anything, once again, you can ask me anything. So anything about any movie news I didn't bring up already, or if you just had a thought on one of the movie news stories we covered, go ahead, still throw that in there, or just anything in life in general, or anything about movies, whether it's movie news, physical media collecting, streaming, whatever it might be, go ahead and throw out there so we can get some good, fun conversations going. And then I guess this will be a perfect time to kind of promote a few things here. I did say we had new Collectors Club merch. Once again, amazing design work done by Derek and Huck on one of these shirts here. So cool. So let's get into this. I think I have the graphics here. All right. So let me bring it up. And this is what one of the designs looks like, which is really cool. And you can get a whole bunch of stuff in there. You got hoodies, you got shirts, you got tote bags. This one Huck worked on with the title design there. Of course, kind of mixing one with Derek's designs, which I'll show you again in the next one. But really, really cool design work here. Excellent, excellent. So I really like that one. But once again, that's available through Spreadshirt, which is linked on my channel. You can go to the About Me page, or even should be at the top banner in the corner. There should be a link to find that, or just go to Spreadshirt, Spread Shop, and search it. Another design, once again, this one from Derek here, Collectors Club. Again, once again, you can get your hoodies, your shirts, your tote bags. Yeah, very, very cool design. Again, very fun. Love it. Absolutely love these designs. So, once again, a really cool way to support the channel. If you pick up on the Collectors Club merch. And that's not it. You know, two designs, not enough for the audience out there. We need to have another design, right? This is another one by Derek here. And this one's going to be a limited edition one. So, what I mean by limited edition, it's available now and it's going to be available through our next Collectors Club episode and then up to the following Collectors Club episode because these are going to be themed shirts. Derek's going to be working on these designs, different themes for the different episodes. So the next Collectors Club is going to be on my channel. It's going to be superhero themed, which is going to be a real big fun time, which is coming up, I believe. I think I want to say it's June 11th. It's a Sunday. June 11th, I believe so. I think that's the correct date. But yeah, that one's going to be on my channel. And yeah, this is the design for that superhero theme. So take a look at this. You can see all our names on there and you can see how they're off of different characters, right? Like Derek's the Incredible Hulk. Mine is the Punisher design. Tim is Captain America. Huck, I believe that's Batman right there. So really, really cool designs with that. And you guys all give us feedback in the comments below. What do you think of all these designs? That we have here, but that one will be the limited edition. So once again, just to run through these, we got that design, that one, of course, and then the limited edition one. So you guys all let me know in the chat. What do you think of that? Is anybody going to be picking up on this merch to support the channel? Once again, it's always greatly appreciated. And then you get some fun stuff to wear, and it's really, really cool. So, but yeah, so that's for the Collectors Club shirts. And once again, of course, all my good old merch is on there too, as usual. And then just upcoming stuff. You guys know kind of the system for the week. We had the Amazon deal videos drop this morning. Once again, some really good titles. You want to check that out. Tomorrow will be a fun movie news, movie rant story. It totally turned into another rant. That's going to be coming out tomorrow. That's a really, really fun one. And then we're going to have a movie numbers episode. And then I'm going to do my was it June preview for physical media titles, and then probably a June haul. I'm hoping we get all of that done in the week. If we don't, then that might move a little bit to the following week, but I think we'll get it done. I think we'll get it done, everything for the week. And then on Friday, I believe it's Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, another live ranking stream with an awesome panel. We're doing our top 5 Disney Pixar movies. Yeah, anything from Disney Studio, anything from Pixar Studio. We're going around 5 times, of course, picking our favorites to talk about, right? Kind of in celebration of, The Little Mermaid just came out, which I'm going to go see today, do an out of the theater reaction for that with Amazing Anna. So I had to wait till she was available to go see that one. So that's why I watched the other comedies in the spare time. But yeah, that's going to be a really fun stream if you're a big, even if you're not a big fan, it's just going to be a fun time with this panel. This is going to be a great panel we're going to have. So yeah, I definitely want to tune into that. But yeah, so once again, we are into the Ask Anything section here. Ask Anything. So let's look at these comments here. Let's see. We got. Hisham saying, I heard Disney don't want to pay writers. Probably Disney usually doesn't like to spend much money on anything. So, yeah, that's why I do so many rants about Disney. It just happens. Like a lot of my movie news episodes, I don't plan them to be rants, but then they end up turning into rants. And usually it's like Disney I'm ranting on. It's coincidental. I don't plan it, and it ends up happening. Like with my rant tomorrow, it just ended up happening. So, yeah. Let's see. Eternal Melancholy. What else do you watch on YouTube that isn't movie related? So yeah, the majority, I'll say once again, the majority of stuff is movie related, whether it be movie news or physical media stuff, all that good stuff. But other stuff that I do like to watch is like Shark Tank. I'm a big Shark Tank fan, so I love watching like the shortened versions of Shark Tank. All the business stuff and all that great. I think they're a great personality on there. They're the sharks, so I really like Shark Tank. Sometimes I'll watch like talent show stuff, whether it's like America's Got Talent or Brits Got Talent, like shortened clips of that. I'll watch some of that stuff. I'll watch when it comes fantasy football season, fantasy football stuff as well, like Headliner Nation. That's another channel I like to watch just to do better in fantasy football. I think that's most of the stuff. I mean, once in a while, I'll find like motivational speeches, any inspirational stuff, like famous business leader stuff, and listen to kind of their thoughts, like maybe like talks on AI and things of that nature, right? So kind of that stuff, kind of in that realm of stuff. Great question, though. I love that question. Let's see. Hisham saying, "Have you seen Punisher: Dirty Laundry, starring Thomas Jane and Ron Perlman?" I totally forgot Ron Perlman was in that. Yeah, I did watch that one time. It's very short. Yeah, I thought it was fine. Yeah, no problems with it. It wasn't like I loved it, where I'm gonna watch it all the time, but it was fine. Yeah, I would have loved a sequel to the Punisher. Oh, that would have been so cool with Thomas Jane. Oh, that would've been so good. I wish we had that. John, Doe is saying, "I like the new designs." Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And the design work, once again, that is all credit to, Derek over there for, the base design work, and then on one of the shirts, Huck helped design as well. So, yeah, credit to all them. They are the very creative ones with the design stuff. So, yeah, definitely let them know you love the stuff too, okay? Because yeah, they are definitely the designers on that part. Absolutely. Let's see. What's Johnny watching saying? Okay, Mike, the Warner Brothers 100 anniversary titles. Is it just me, or does it feel like WB is lacking the legacy titles they are releasing? Um, well, I don't know. I feel like they're doing an okay job. I've been kind of, I guess, ignoring or putting off the WB 100-year titles because I'm really waiting to get that box set overseas, the UK one that comes with the 25 movies all in 4K. I really want to import that, really want to get that set. So I've been putting off on them. And there's a lot of movies in there I actually haven't seen. So I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna enjoy them. I'm ready to get that set. And then they did do those Blu-ray anniversary 25 box sets, which of course I would love that they were 4K, but they did the 4 sets of the 25s. And I still want to pick those up. They were a little pricey for me at the time, but they drop at that $100 range. I think I'll pick those up. And then that's going to be a lot of titles for me to watch. I know Warner Brothers is 100 years, so they have tons and tons of movies. And so I'm probably mostly everybody's seen way more WB titles than I have, especially the classics. You know me, I'm still trying to catch up on everything. I'm still trying to catch up on a lot of the classic titles people have seen. So, I mean, I'm no expert on WB, so I'm not the best person to ask on that. I would say they've been doing an okay job. Sure, they could do better. Sure, it could have been worse, but yeah, I don't know. I'm probably in the middle on them with my initial thoughts. But you guys that know WB a little bit better, let me know your thoughts on that. Are they slacking, like Johnny's saying? They slacking on us out there? Should we be getting some different titles here? Let us know. Hisham says, "What makes the Punisher so special?" Well, that's actually going to be what I'm going to talk about in the Collectors Club episode. So I'm going to go over why Punisher is my favorite. And then, of course, all the other Collectors Club members are going to talk about their favorite superhero and what makes them so special to them. So that's going to be really fun. We'll save the conversation for then. But I love that question. We'll definitely get to that in the future, though. Internal Melancholy says, "Did you see that Rocky 5 and 6 is coming out in September? I truly hope those are still books artwork that I saw." I didn't see that yet, but it makes sense. And then hopefully they do a new box set because I got the 1 through 4 collection to watch them and all that, but like one of my discs were bad in it and it wasn't playing all the way through, so that really irritated me. So I sent it back and just like got a return refund, and I'm now waiting for a complete box set 1 through 6. So I hope that comes out as well with that, not just the standalones. I hope they do another full-on box set. So they will pick up on that for sure. I really like Rocky Balboa. That's amazing. One of my favorite Rocky movies. And actually I do enjoy 5. I know some people despise 5. I think 5 has some good stuff in it. The Mickey stuff is the best in 5 to me, without a doubt. I love the Mickey flashback scenes. So there's some good stuff there. It's not perfect, right? Might be on the lower end of Rocky movies, but I still enjoy it. So I definitely want to see those in 4K. Let's see. Hisham says, "Do you have a plan to collaborate with Tyrone Magnus?" Hey, if Tyrone calls me up, absolutely, I'm down. I'm down, Tyrone. If you're watching my little channel out there, I know Tyrone has millions of subs, and we're just kind of at a little bit above 1,000 range over here. But anybody that calls me up for collabs, absolutely, I'm always down to collab. So world out there, if you're watching, I'm always down to collab. Let me know. Let me know. I always take the invites. Absolutely. Hisham saying Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man. Plastic Man. I really like Plastic Man. Actually, I like Elongated Man too over Mr. Fantastic. So, but yeah, Plastic Man is super cool. Yeah, but I really like Plastic Man. There's so many stretchy people though. That's already like 3 stretchy people, and DC has 2 of them with Plastic Man and Elongated Man, and then MCU has Mr. Fantastic. Why are there so many stretchy characters out there? Let's see. Dimension Scott says, "Have you checked out the recent PlayStation event?" No, I have not. What's going on there? You guys let me know. The only thing I've been keeping up with video games is, well, not really keeping up, but just know is Mortal Kombat 1 coming out because the graphics looked amazing in that trailer. But yeah. Let's see what's Johnny watching. For me, I want a 4K box set for the Lethal Weapon films, and I want a director's cut for them too. Yeah, I still need to work on my Dream 4K box set video for Tim's challenge. That's probably going to take me a couple weeks to get to, so I'm probably going to be the last one out of the whole BlueTube community to do that video. But already got my idea ready. I got my idea ready, so I just have to get to it. But yeah, yeah, Lethal Weapon films in 4K for sure. Yeah, I saw those movies. I thought they were pretty decent. Let's see. Internal Melancholy says, when it comes to WB 100 Years 4K box set overseas, I guess I'll have to stop waiting and buy in August because I believe it ships in September. I was hoping they'd announce them in the US. Yeah, I was hoping for a US release too. I've actually never imported any physical media in my life. I've never been an import person for physical media, but that box set is just too tempting. It's too tempting to me. And so I really want that to be the first one I import. And hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it doesn't come in destroyed because I've heard some horror stories with importing some stuff like those Saw box sets. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for the people that got those. Hopefully they actually ship and pack properly so it comes in nice, right? So I'm hoping that all goes well. So I am really hoping for that set. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna get a US release, or at least we haven't heard of it. Maybe they will in the future. I don't know. But do I want to wait on it? I don't know. I kind of want that set now. I do kind of want that set. Yeah, and I still need to get those Blu-ray box sets too of the WB movies because a lot of those movies, once again, I haven't seen a lot of them. I actually haven't seen a lot of the classic ones, so I really want to see them. Let's see. Dimensional Scott says the Spider-Man 2 game trailer was fire. Oh, Spider-Man 2 game. That's cool. Like it's a new Spider-Man game, or is it like the original Spider-Man 2 game and they're remastering it? Because that was a really fun game. I remember playing Spider-Man 2 all the time back in the day. So that was actually really good. That's probably my favorite out of the Spider-Man games. So if they're remastering that, woo, I would love that. That's what I want to see more of, some remastering stuff. Like if you did like new 4K remasters of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Oh my goodness, could you imagine like with updated like character graphics? Ooh, I know they were talking about doing that one time. They never got to it, I don't think. Oh yeah, that would be a console seller for me. I don't have the new consoles yet, but between that and Mortal Kombat 1, you throw maybe a little bit of that God of War in there, Ragnarok. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to hold out on those consoles any longer. Don't know when I would have the time to play them. I would have to make a day. I would have to make a day that was just like a do nothing kind of day, right? Where it's just I play some video games or something. I would need to do that. Let's see. Hisham saying Mr. Bean car and the Flintstones Cave Mobile. Yeah, Hisham alluding to the past live stream we did, which was the Vehicle Mayhem live stream. Had an amazing panel for that as well. that was a really fun live stream. Not everybody tuned in that night because there was a ton of live streams going on. But if you did miss out on that one, the replay is amazing. I did re-watch it myself. And yeah, that was so fun, especially if you love action movies. You want to check out that Vehicle Mayhem stream. That was really fun. And I got some amazing recommendations. Now my watch list is like 20 times longer. Oh, so many good movies out there. I mean, there's so many movies, so little time. What do we do, everybody? That's always the question. Hisham saying Fantastic Four cast announcement. Have they gotten an official one yet? I know we've talked about the rumors of who was it? Adam Driver, right? Was supposed to be Mr. Fantastic, and then we had Margot Robbie, I think, for Invisible Girl. I think so. Is that still what they're sticking with? Which I thought was fine casting. Yeah, no problem with it. Hisham saying how to make great GI Jones, GI Joe movie. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. I was never like into GI Joe myself. I remember watching the movies, which were like not the best in the world. But yeah, you guys let me know on that. Would you guys be down with another GI Joe movie? That last one wasn't that great, right? I don't know how they filmed it. The editing action was pretty choppy to me. Internal Melancholy saying I was excited when I saw Metal Gear Solid Snake Eaters coming on for PS5. Nice. I remember only playing, I think, one Metal Gear Solid game, and I think that was 4, right? I think it was 4. Um, it wasn't really the game for me, I will say. I was, like, getting so lost and confused in that game. I'm like, "Where'd I go? Give me directions." And then the cutscenes were, like, 5 hours long. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, these cutscenes are still going. I'm falling asleep now." Let's see. Dimension Scott saying it's the brand new Spider-Man game sequel to the 2018 game for the PS5. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Spider-Man games are pretty good. I will say, out of all the superhero games I've played before, the Spider-Man games tend to usually be the better ones. Yes. Hisham saying Spider-Man 3 2007 director cut. You want the director cut of that one? The Sam Raimi cut? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that movie had some potential. It had some potential. Just got a little sloppy there, a little bit of sloppiness. Dimensions God saying, remember when most comic book movies got their game? Oh yeah, yeah. That was the name of the game back in the day. You had a movie and it would just get a video game. And not even that. I mean, any kind of movie. It didn't even have to be like a certain genre. It could be a family movie like Home Alone. Here's a game for it. Right? I mean, just everything was getting video games left and right. They were really going on the IPs there. A lot of them didn't turn out to be so good. And so I think they got away from that. But yeah. But Spider-Man 2 was actually a really good one. Spider-Man 3 was not so good. That game, I remember getting that. I'm like, oh, this is not so good. The second one, I'm telling you. The second one was pretty good. Let's see. What's Johnny Watch saying? I was so excited for the first G.I. Joe movie, and then I saw it. Yeah. Yeah, very forgettable movie, very forgettable. Got that double feature podcast in the house. What's up, Mike? Hello, hello, double feature, which has an amazing podcast show. Everybody, if you have not listened into those podcasts, definitely check those out. But yeah, yeah. So I think I ran through all the comments here, everybody, unless anybody has a last minute comment they want to say. But there we go. So that's the movie news. And once again, feel free to check out those Collectors Club merch in the spread shirt, the spread shop on the channel. But yeah, thank you all for joining me again live. Thank you for all the questions and comments. That made it a lot of fun. Always love getting up in the morning and talking movies with y'all. But now go out there, seize the day. You guys know to make it a movie day. So go watch some good movies out there and just have a fun time. And if you have a long weekend because of the holiday tomorrow, then yeah, even make it a better weekend filled with more and more movies. Cram as many movies as you can into this long weekend. So have a great one, everyone. Yeah, have a good time. And yeah,